The key to manifesting lies in our ability to detach from the current resistance and become magnetic to the reality that we want to experience. And if it feels like your current energy is too heavy, is holding you down, is very real, and keeping you stuck in a reality you don't want to keep repeating, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Allison, and I typically create short, easy to follow videos to help you understand the different aspects of manifesting. But in today's video, I've combined sections from 3 different videos to give you a hugely impactful crash course in detachment so that you can detach, let go from current reality resistance, and free yourself up to become magnetic and call in the reality you want to experience. So in this crash course on detachment, we are going to discuss the 3 areas that are the biggest energy and attention grabbers for struggling manifestors. 3 ways in which we can detach from resistance to align and elevate our energy onto the wavelength that holds our desired manifestation. But first, if you have ever gone on a diet, you know that it mostly consists of focusing on new things, new workout routine, new eating plans, new schedules. That is the part that everybody expects and focuses on. But if you've ever been on a diet, you know that some of the most impactful change comes from stopping and letting go of old behaviors that do not align with this new identity, such as snacking late at night, having a pastry with your coffee, having dessert after dinner. It is the releasing of those older habits that can have as much impact as a new diet. And why is this? It's because those old habits perpetuate an energy of a version of ourselves that we don't think is compatible with the new identity, with the new desired wavelength. It's not so much the action itself, such as snacking, but what it represents. And so with this first section of video, how the act of detaching and letting go of some old energy expectations can actually have the biggest and most impactful results on our state of being. And with that, let's get into section number 1. Okay, so let me give you a scenario. You've booked a trip to Disneyland. What is your expectation when you decide to take a vacation to Disneyland? Well, it's called the happiest place on earth. So the only reason why I'm shelling out this money for tickets is because I expect to have an enjoyable day. I expect this to be a fun, happy vacation day. That is not an unreasonable expectation. And so we buy our tickets, we put on our sunscreen, and we show up at Disneyland with this idea and expectation that we're going to have fun. But what happens next? So many different things can happen, can't it? Somebody gets sick on a roller coaster. Somebody's favorite princess isn't around today. Your favorite ride is broken down. Nobody likes the food. You have to keep saying no to all the souvenirs. Somebody gets tired. Somebody's cranky. It's too hot. So you've had this day at Disneyland, and you go back to your hotel, and somebody says, "How was your trip to Disneyland?" And you think, "I spent too much money on it, but I'm not sad it's over." Now, what does this type of experience feel like? Tell the average person. The average person has this type of experience and internalizes that having expectations is bad. Nothing ever goes my way. Every time I expect something, I'm disappointed. You can never hope for things to go well because they never do for me. Things always go wrong. Why can't we ever have a fun day? Sounds familiar, right? But what can we know at a higher level of this experience? The higher level reality of the situation is that we went into a condition expecting it to produce our feelings. We relinquished our role as creator of our reality to a bunch of teenagers making minimum wage. We attached our happiness, our enjoyment, our fun and freedom to condition upon condition upon condition. To Disneyland, to the rides, to the food, to the characters. And that's like playing telephone with our feelings. Condition upon condition upon condition. In order to feel a certain way, it's not gonna come out right. It's gotta pass through too many things. I'll bet you've had these experiences, and I'll bet you've talked to yourself and said, I should never expect. I should have never expected this to gone well, etc., etc. We can be in these moments and even realize, why did I put all my expectation and my feelings on the line for other people, for other situations and conditions and events to be responsible for me? Yet we've all done it. We've all been there. Because we are conditioned to expect others to do for us. We expect schools to prepare children for society. We expect the government to take care of its people. We expect our houses to keep us safe from storms. But we inherently know, we have witnessed and felt these things fail us time and time again. We know that schools don't adequately prepare people to balance their checkbook or get a job. We know that governments fail to take care of its citizens. We know that houses fall over in hurricanes. We agree to this setup of expectation of things out there when we know inherently this is not right. This is not reliable. But yet the average person will continue to play this game. And what ends up happening to a person who continues to play this game long enough, they get into a low vibration. Their expectations get dampered. And then they end up in this cycle where nothing ever meets expectations because they're not generating an energy that would produce the right conditions to bring them their actual desires and enjoyment. Look, it's not that expectations are bad. It's that we need to detach from our expectation reliance on things out here and instead empower ourselves to produce, to radiate. It starts here. This condition cannot be the source. We must first be the source. Disneyland will not be fun if I am not radiating fun first. I know it will sound a little disappointing because it sounds very basic, but the conscious awareness of knowing, of recognizing, of pausing and saying, ooh, this is all tied up in that. The conscious awareness, that moment of clarity, is enough to change your vibration. Utilize your conscious awareness. Oh, wow, I am setting up this event as if it's going to bring me freedom, happiness. Oh, wow, I'm setting up this person as the vessel for my love and enjoyment. Where am I expecting something to radiate back to me and fill me up? And in that moment of conscious awareness, you can flip the script. Oh yeah, oh wait, I need to be grounded in my own feelings first in order for the mirror to reflect back the things I want to experience. And then the questions come. Now here's the journaling part. How can I radiate the feelings I am expecting from this condition? There's nothing wrong with booking a vacation and wanting and expecting to have a good time. But the average person will go in expecting that to radiate back to them. But what we know as manifestors is that I am going to go into this situation knowing that I need to radiate it first. And then what can we do? Meditate, journal, become aware of what kind of feelings and subconscious beliefs we hold. Do I have some limiting beliefs about taking time off and how everything goes to heck while I'm gone and nobody can do anything without me and I can never relax and etc., etc.? What are some of these preconceived, lower energy assumptions? Detaching is not the process to manifest. Detaching is another form of being aware. Where am I leaking energy? Where am I not radiating the energy I want to receive? Strategy number 2 is to allow the universe to produce the right conditions for you. Allow the universe to produce conditions that you are radiating. Expect it. I feel good. Good things are going to happen to me. I know I'm being calm today. I am in receiving mode. I am being helpful. I will receive help. I am being generous. I will receive generosity. Know it and feel it. Be confident. Be strong in your conviction. What I am radiating is having an impact. What I am radiating will come back to me. Welcome back. Now, in this next section, we are going to review what is amazingly often left out of most manifesting conversations. And that's how to focus on realigning our perspective, our feelings, and beliefs towards people who trigger us, push our buttons, make us mad. Those people who represent and seem to cause a lot of resistance in our lives. Because I mean, if you're like me, you don't live in the forest amongst loving woodland creatures. All of us typically deal with people in our daily lives who do not act in alignment with our values. I used to work in retail for years, and I had a fridge magnet that said, "This job would be great if it weren't for all the customers." See, oftentimes a failure to call in a manifestation is less to do with the belief for that desire and more to do with an energy hook that is weighing you down that might be totally unrelated to your desire. So in this next section, we are going to discuss how to detach from the constant weighing down of resistance, of being pulled out of alignment by other people. Let's get into it. So let's get right into it. So step 1 is to identify what belief, what position am I holding that this person is violating? Most likely, the negative feelings around this person comes from the perception that they are violating one of your central beliefs, a position you hold that you think everyone should hold. So, for example, if you are dating somebody and a boyfriend cheats on you, he will have violated your sense of commitment. Or if you hire a babysitter and they let the kids run wild and pay no attention, they will most likely violate your sense of responsibility. Bringing some conscious awareness to our reactions is incredibly powerful. This is how we create instead of just get strung along in the momentum of life. When we can identify, oh, that's it. That's the thing. I do not like it when people violate my sense of responsibility, fairness, politeness, respect. Bring some conscious awareness to these reactions. That is how we are creators. That is how we're deliberate, when we can identify and be consciously aware of something. Those people who are just living in the momentum of life and reacting are not creating anything. Now, once you've identified this belief, step 2 is to decide, is the juice worth the squeeze? When someone acts badly towards us and violates one of our core beliefs, it's their actions, but we internalize it by resisting it. We're taking their actions, their wrong, their incorrect behavior, and we are accepting it into ourselves. We are owning that vibration by resisting it. Is it worth the energetic sacrifice to hold on to this? To paraphrase Eckhart Tolle in his book, The Power of Now, once you realize you have a choice, would you continue to choose a thought or feeling that would cut you off from your natural state of well-being? Or in other words, can you let go of your willingness to be cut off from your natural state of well-being? Which is more important to you? Is being in reaction to something that was created out here more important to you than being in creation of your own internal reality? Is being in reaction more important to you than being in connection to your well-being? By resisting their actions, you are continuing to internalize and produce this vibration. And the way to start to change is to transcend this cycle, which means you have to stop vibrating in this manner. This step 1 and 2 can be very powerful to dissolve a lot of situations and negative feelings towards people. Sometimes just a deliberate, conscious awareness of their behavior and of my internal feelings, and of choosing to no longer resist their behavior can be enough to transcend the situation. But if not, then we've got step number 3. And step number 3 begs the question, can you let go being the enforcer of this belief? Aha, see? You don't have to give up the belief that when you are in a relationship with somebody, they shouldn't cheat on you. It is reasonable to have standards, expectations. It is reasonable to expect that if someone is taking care of your children, that they not invite their boyfriend and ignore the kids all night long. And it is reasonable that you as a parent would take that type of transgression seriously. But there is a way to go about these situations where there should be consequences without lowering our internal vibrational state. What keeps people stuck in these cycles of continuing to experience people who violate their beliefs is the belief that they have to be the one to enforce it. I have to be the one to correct it. Well, because of course, who else is going to do it? Nobody else is going to stand up for me. I've got to be the one to report this babysitter or to tell this boyfriend to get lost. Do we not agree that we live in a universe based on attraction? Do we not agree that there is the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the mirror principle? There are all these governing principles in the universe, and they all agree on one thing, and that is that everything is energy and everything is connected. And so why, if we know that everything is connected, do I feel like I am on an island when I am faced with this type of contrast and I have to be the one to build the bridge to resolution? There is the infinite universe. There is God. There is Source. There is something greater that exists beyond us. And what we are saying when we think we have to enforce this belief is we are saying, I don't trust that higher power to do it for me. Can you let go the position that you have to be the one to carry the energy burden of correcting someone else's transgressions? I can allow my energy to rise above. I release being the enforcer. My energy state is more important than being the judge and jury of this external situation. When you can find neutral, then clarity and ease and proper remedy can flow in. When you're not struggling and pushing and forcing against, then proper pathways to correct the energy. If you do a job and somebody refuses to pay you, it's not low vibration or negative to seek payment, but from the vibration of resistance, you are destined to call back in this same type of energy. But from a position of neutrality, I am not pushing and forcing and insisting on results or somebody to act a certain way or to uphold a certain belief. When I've reached neutrality, then I can seek remedy in a way that will unfold easy and in a way that matches my higher vibration. Now, here are some journal prompts that will hopefully further help you with this person and energy. What am I holding on to, and how does it make me feel? Do I want to continue to feel this way? Is this aligned with the person I am becoming who has my manifestation? How can I make this situation feel easier for me? Can I allow the universe or God to resolve this for me? Can I believe this will be taken care of for me? The major benefit of taking this internal is it removes the intense pressurized focus on that person. It reduces the size and influence of that person and allows you some breathing room to figure yourself out, to choose your energetic state, to let go being the enforcer of this belief, and to finally reach neutrality so that a remedy and solution can present itself. Now that we've learned to let go of being attached to the resistance of certain conditions and certain people, in this last section, we will talk about stepping into your power as the big C creator of your reality, letting go of just reacting to the world and taking charge as the one who shapes your own reality. Have you ever seen a skipping stone or thrown one on a lake? I can't do it, but I've seen it happen. And you know how that stone gets thrown out there really fast, it's moving really fast through the air, and it lightly just skips over the water and then it plunks down into the lake. Well, that is a really good analogy for your current life's momentum. When you get wrapped up in the what is and reacting to all of the external stimuli, people, places, conditions, situations, you're like that stone flying through the air. You're caught up in an energy stream and you're only occasionally touching down to have moments of conscious awareness, but not enough to actually direct you in the way you want to go. You end up plopping down wherever, not consciously, not deliberately, but just because you've run out of energy. Have you ever had one of those weeks where it's just stressful and things coming at you and people and wow, everything's going wrong. And then one little thing happens and you completely snap and the people look around you like, it's not that big of a deal. And you're like, I know, it's just been a week. That's the momentum, your energy just plopped you down right there. And that is where you just had to have your moment. And those moments are always full of conscious awareness. You can probably be even in that moment going, I know I'm overreacting, but I can't help myself. That is how most people live their life. They're just a skipping stone, occasionally touching down and paying attention to what's going on, but typically just ending up wherever the energy stream directs them. And we know as energy creators, as reality creators, we are trying to be more deliberate. We have things we want to experience, and we are trying to intentionally align ourselves with that. And we can, with the right tools, we can make it easy on ourselves. And we're going to do that right now. From the book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. The way to stop being a skipping stone, to ground yourself into the now so that you can be deliberate and consciously choose a way to pump the brakes on the current what is momentum, is to utilize gratitude. Now, I'm not talking about lists of appreciation. Lists of appreciation are great. They will raise your vibration and help you feel better now. But lists of appreciation are not going to shift your momentum. It's not an exercise that's going to deliver a manifestation. And in fact, when making lists of appreciation, I'll bet sometimes we just go a little subconscious with it and start naming things that we should be grateful for. Of course, we're grateful for. It becomes a little bit like making a list. Here's this list. Okay, ta-da, I made it. On to the next task. So I'm not talking about lists of appreciation just for the sake of doing an exercise. We're going to utilize appreciation to ground ourselves into our current reality and powerfully decide the direction, the perspective that we are going to take going forward. Appreciation to utilize the power of now to create a new momentum stream. When we are connected to our experience, when we can accept without resistance, then we can dissolve, transcend the current what is reality. For example, if you are currently a renter and you want to manifest owning a home, having appreciation for renting doesn't mean the universe is going to be like, oh, see, she's perfectly happy renting. We're just going to leave her there. What it does is allow you to create a vibration around your current what is reality that you want to change. But you're going to create an energy around it that dissolves your resistance to it. And we all know that's the key to allowing, to receiving your desires. So we're not using appreciation as just a lovely thing to consider and contemplate, but as a position of power. Here is this situation, and I am deciding how I feel about it, and I am raising my vibration about it. I can take the 30-foot view on it. I don't have to appreciate it per se, but I can find things on the edges. I can find a better feeling place. I can reestablish my connection to this situation, to a person, to an event in my life. Appreciation is the acknowledgement. If I can sit in appreciation in the mornings, I can see what is going on with my day to day. How am I feeling about it? How can I find some ways to appreciate my current experience so that I'm acknowledging and then I can act. As Tolle says, acknowledge and then act. And then I can go into my day from this position of powerful appreciation and deliberate intention, conscious awareness. This is where I'm powerful. This is how I'm a creator. And then I move forward. And your reality will shift immediately. You can find some appreciation and acknowledgement without resistance. Appreciation as a way to reconnect ourselves to the experience we're having in a way we decide. We'll eliminate being that skipping stone at the whim of the current momentum by acknowledging and then acting, by finding appreciation, perspective, and then proceeding. In this way, we are being deliberate, consciously aware. We are choosing the path. And that concludes our deep dive into detachment, into restoring our focus internally, creating the reality internally, so that the universe must now start assembling the external to reflect it back to you in the form of physical manifestation. I hope you found this useful. And if you like this longer format compilation, please let me know and I will do some more.